Alright. Gonna play Blue-White Battle of Wits again. We've made some minor changes to the deck list. We removed Sunlance in favor of Dismember. We removed Frost Titan in favor of Wormcoil Engine. And I think that's all the changes I actually kept. We dropped the Sunscour in favor of a Remand. I'm gonna see if that ever makes a difference. Probably not, but you never know. So without further ado,
He said to.
Shut up, Josh. Let's play Battle of Wits. Play first. Ooh, this is a good hand. We'll keep this hand. We can cycle cast out. We got Thematic Compass. Card's an all-star. Okay, we probably don't need to stop on our own upkeep. We'll play Port Town, reveal Island, pass the turn. Get our untapped mana. Opponent starts Misty Rainforest, fetches a forest, Utopia Sprawl. Let's cycle cast out. It's probably Ponza, so we want to make sure that we can hit our land drops. It's a Flooded Strand, that's really good. Opponent, Utopia Sprawls or forest on green. Ooh, interesting. They've either got a red land or they're probably playing mono green. Okay, so let's cast Thematic Compass. Pass the turn. Opponent, thinking real hard, just saw that we played a bunch of jank, so they're probably not sure what to do. It's a Blood Moon. Well, we're fine with that. We have Thematic Compass. We can go fetch up our other colors. Alright, so let's play Flooded Strand. Activate Thematic Compass. Let's get a... let's get a Plains. We'll pass the turn. Thinking about running one or two Pilgrim's Eye, just as like a chump blocker / basic land tutor, because this deck does kind of fail hard against Blood Moon sometimes. I did update the mana base severely, so we are in a much better spot. Let's do Plains. If we play Wall of Omens, it dies. Let's just hold up Path and Thematic Compass activation. This card's absolutely bonkers. I wish I could draw it almost every single game, like except for like Affinity and other hyper aggro. Opponent gets in. Well, we will Path Tracker. Tireless Tracker, exiled. Opponent, searching for a land, finds a forest. Tireless Tracker, number 2. Since we have a land, we're going to go ahead and counter that. We really don't want them to have another Tireless Tracker. Opponent plays another Stomping Ground. Hey, we got a new subscriber. Thanks, Flibberty Gibbet. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, so let's play Temple of Enlightenment, and we'll run out a lone missionary. Also, I hope that subscriber noise was not too loud. If it was too loud, please let me know in the chat, because I need to tweak that. But thank you very, very much. We'll play lone missionary. Opponent just messaged me, do you hate losing to Mill or something? I'm going to tell him yes. Alright. Opponent, thinking about what they want to do. Opponent, Stone Rains our island. Well, we will fetch up another island. Hey, thanks for the hosting, Chris. I appreciate that greatly. Opponent, double Utopia Sprawls on this forest. I only have one card in hand, so we're probably okay. So let's play an island and a Wall of Omens. Okay, we draw Settle the Wreckage. Probably not going to be useful anytime soon. It's going to be difficult for us to cast through this Blood Moon. We'll get in for 2. Opponent doesn't have any creatures to block. And let's pass turn. Ooh. Opponent cracks a clue. Opponent, Stone Rains our island, so we will fetch up another island. Man, this has been doing so much work this game. Opponent plays an Inferno Titan. That's bad for us. Probably going to be taking a lot of damage here soon. We find a Tectonic Edge. Well, let's play an island. Pass the turn. Really need to find an answer for this Inferno Titan, so I'm probably just going to tutor up another Plains so we can settle the wreckage to deal with it. Opponent gets in for 6. We definitely should block that. Otherwise our opponent's going to fire breathe it to like 1,000,000. So throw Wall of Omens under the bus. Alright, let's go get a Plains. We also could just get to a point where this flips and we have a Maze of Ith online. Okay. Alright, pass the turn. Hopefully our opponent does not have a Beast Within. It's a Blood-Braid Elf. Okay, that's fine. It's another thing that gets settled. Alright, opponent. Going on the big attack. Okay. Well, let's settle the wreckage. Fortunately, we do not have quite enough mana to settle and activate Thematic Compass, but that's okay. Do want to make sure that we get... it's not a May to flip. That's probably the only downside to this card. So we do want to make sure that we get another island before we continue. Okay, well, we drew Merchant Scroll. That's insanely good. So let's go get an island. Play the island. Merchant Scroll. And we'll get Gifts Ungiven. That should let us win pretty quickly. No action, so we'll pass. Thematic Compass flips into a mountain. Oh, that's right. Earlier... Yeah, that's not a real answer because it's just a mountain. Alright then. Opponent, Hellbent, does not get in with the dorks. Well, I mean... I guess we just go for the win, right? So let's go Tech Edge. And we will... Gifts Ungiven, our opponent. We'll tutor up. What wins the game the hardest here? Probably Iona? Yeah, let's get Iona. So we'll Unburial Rights Iona. Modo, such a quality program. Takes forever. It's like the one downside to playing Battle of Wits. I have timed out due to gifts before. It's so horrible. Kind of rare. I try and play fast, but it has happened. And I think we Iona on... I think their scariest things they play are red. Do you think that's right, Josh? Do you know? Whatever, he's not listening to me. That's fine. Still lagging. Alright, there we go. So let's reanimate Iona. We'll name red. Alright, this game should be over pretty quick. Like, if we wanted to, we could even torrential gifts. Well, that blocks Iona. Opponent casts birds. Ooh, we draw another plains. That's good. Let's see. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? I think we just go... oops. One too many mana tapped there. Let's Torrential Gear Hulk for gifts. And get the 1 mana removal package. Target our opponent. Alright, so let's get Declaration in Stone, Oust, Path to Exile, and maybe just get a value card, like just in case. Like a negate. I think that's fine. Oh, this is the worst part. This takes so long. Declaration in Stone. And then we go Oust. Actually, I think we might just grab an island. That lets us cryptic. We're already holding the last answer we need. Goodness gracious. And my machine is not a anything to sneeze at. I wonder what the network code behind this looks like. Card number 3. Come on, Moto. You can do it. I believe in you. Then we'll get an island. Oh my goodness gracious. Alright, there we go, finally. 2 minutes later. Best part is Oust makes them redraw the birds. So like pretty much will guarantee the victory. Well, they gave us the Oust. So we're gonna Oust. Get him. 4-7. Pass the turn. Opponent draws the one unknown card. Birds now on top of their deck. And they concede. Wonderful. Alright, so versus land destruction. Well, they have Inferno Titan, so bribery is basically an Inferno Titan at the worst. Potential for timely reinforcements being really good. Not sure, though. They do try and burn us out, so maybe we need it just in case we need to stabilize. Cards that are useless in this matchup. Hurtle's Recall, probably never going to be relevant. That's the gifts package and Sphinxes, so we will keep those, but I think we will get rid of... We'll just, we'll bring in 4 cards or 6 cards total and take out 1. Something like that. Shoot it back. Alright. Well, this is good. We have a couple of basics. Opponent keeps the 7. We'll keep this. Unfortunately, we cannot fetch a basic island. Opponent has a birds. Well, we will oust the birds to keep them off mana. So let's fetch a Hallowed Fountain. Because we cannot fetch a basic island. We will shock. Oust the birds to keep them off turn 2 Blood Moon or Stone Rain. Opponent plays a Misty Rainforest. Does not recast the birds. That's interesting. We draw another Oust. Let's play Ghost Quarter. Our other option is holding up Azorius Charm just to draw a card, but I really don't like that. We may have to Ghost Quarter ourselves, which would be horrible versus land destruction, but if it's the only way we can get a basic island in the face of a Blood Moon, then that's what we're going to have to do. Opponent recasts birds, plays a land. They must be hurting for mana or something. Alright, well, we will untap and play Plains. We will hold up Spell Queller for any sort of Beast Within, Acid Moss, Blood Moon, any nastiness. Opponent fetching. That's fine. It's a Bloodbraid Elf. Well, let's see what they roll into. Stone Rain. Okay, so we will definitely Spell Queller the Stone Rain. Need to get up there on mana. That helped keep us in the game. Opponent gets a 3/2 with haste. No blocks, we'll take 3. Ooh, an island. Just a regular old island. That's good. Well, let's Serum Vision, see what we draw. Another island. Also good. Snapcaster Mage. Supreme Verdict, I have a feeling we're not going to be able to cast. So let's put that away. I think we will keep... we'll ship Snapcaster too. Play an island. We are certainly not blocking. So we'll get in 4/2. Pass the turn. Opponent, Tireless Tracker. That's fine. Yeah, let's take the 3. That's fine. Opponent Utopia Sprawls. I'm gonna draw a card, I have a feeling. It's a Windswept Heath. Not the greatest here. Ooh, more lands. That's not really what we want to see. Let's oust Tireless Tracker. It looks like they're kind of stuck on mana, so we're going to keep them stuck on mana for as long as possible. If they top deck a land, then we'll probably just Field of Ruin to get more basics out of our deck. Opponent, Utopia Sprawl, number 2. Stone Rain. Okay. So let's shuffle away their Tireless Tracker. We'll go get an island. If they just slam Blood Moon, that's totally... Well, they can't, actually. Looks like they were going to try to, but they put their Utopia Sprawl on the wrong color. No basic mountains for our opponent. Or maybe they just grabbed the wrong one. Either way, good for us. Ah, Polluted Delta. Oh, we need something other than lands. So let's play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. We might have to block this Bloodbraid, which means our opponent's going to get a free Stone Rain, which would really suck for us. But I'm not sure how else we're going to answer that at the moment. Opponent plays a Relic. Okay, that's fine. That's not very threatening. Opponent, Stone Rains or Hallowed Fountain. Okay. Well, I think we will block. Give our opponent back a Stone Rain. Probably going to try and target our island here, which is okay. Yeah, you can have it, opponent. Opponent has one card left in hand. So let's fetch a basic island. Hopefully we don't draw land this time. Well, we drew another island, so we're playing an island. Pass the turn. Hopefully we draw something that we can use to kill our opponent with. Opponent cracks. Thinking about cracking the relic. Opponent drew a card. 6 mana. It's Inferno Titan, our worst nightmare. We'll take it. Ooh. Alright. Well, let's bribery our opponent. See what they have. Maybe we have to block Inferno Titan with Inferno Titan and go to 1. Oh, that'd be silly. Alright, what's the biggest baddie you got? Huntmaster. Well, that just dies. Bloodbraid, we don't get the trigger. Courser of Crewfix. We already played a land. So yeah, let's get their other Inferno Titan. Ping them. And their birds. Okay, so as long as our opponent does not have any form of direct damage or haste creature, we might still be in this. Opponent shocks the Stomping Ground. Plays Piankir Nalar. Oh. Well, we have to answer the whole board. We need to draw a board wipe or we're just dead. Alright, so we block Inferno Titan with Inferno Titan. Board wipe, please. That's not a board wipe. Alright, you got us, opponent. Going on, game 3. Shoot back. Yeah, we needed like any life gain, any board wipe. We would have been fine. Alright, so let's play first. I'm tempted to keep, but we don't have any action, so I'm going to mulligan. This is even worse. I have to mulligan once more. Alright. This is a hand that works. We will keep 5. Our opponent mulligan to 5 as well. We'll keep a land. Play Flooded Strand, pass the turn. Opponent plays an Arbor Elf. Well, we'll play Seachrome Coast, pass the turn. Leave our fetch uncracked so we can guard against land destruction on that particular land. Opponent plays a forest. Utopia Sprawl. Ooh, that's a lot of mana. Kind of unfortunate. On red, untaps. Blood Moon for our opponent. Well, let's opt. See what we draw. We will ship that to the bottom. Let's fetch an island. Opponent basically out of action, though. So we should have plenty of turns to try and come back for this. And we can protect our other land with Supreme Will. We draw a Nimbus Maze. Well, we'll play it. Pass the turn, hold up Supreme Will. Kitchen Finks. Well, I think Finks is okay to let go. We're a million turns off of casting Terminus, but we really need to protect our one island. Opponent untaps their forest, probably playing... Oh, okay, a birds. That's fine. Okay, we draw Censor. That we're fine cycling away. We're probably not going to counter anything with Censor. Unless our opponent casts Inferno Titan this turn with no land drop. They just have way too much mana. Okay, opponent getting in. 4/4. That's okay. We'll take it. We take 4. Opponent plays an Arbor Elf. Okay. Okay, well, let's cycle Censor. We find a gate. That's good. We find a Tameo. Well, she'll be fantastic if we can draw another island. We might Supreme Will with the Impulse mode if we don't need to negate this turn. Just to see if we can hit another island for her. So if our opponent's swinging in, then she can draw us a bunch of cards. So we'll take a bunch of damage. Opponent plays a land. Passes the turn. Alright. Well, let's Impulse. See what we find. Ooh, it's an island. Okay, good. Ship all the white cards to the bottom. Untap. Draw a Rune Snag. Alright, well, let's Tameo. We can either plus on Kitchen Finks, but if our opponent draws Inferno Titan, she dies. Or we can minus and draw a bunch of cards. And I'm kind of a fan of the minus plan right now. I think we need another couple of lands to try and get out of this. Because if we can Torrential Gear... Ooh, Wormcoil Engine. Wormcoil Engine's real good. We just need one more land for Wormcoil Engine. That is something that will be very difficult for our opponent to deal with and win through. Opponent plays another mountain. Attacks everything at us. Okay, we'll take it. Well, as much as I don't want to, we're going to have to cash in this Tameo. 5 mana, draw 6 cards is never really that bad. Ooh, there's the land. Okay, so we play Adakar Wastes. And slam this Wormcoil Engine. That should get us out of here. I'm very, very glad that we replaced Frost Titan with Wormcoil. It's, Frost Titan would definitely not win the game here. It would get close, but it would just not be enough. So we'll discard the 2 cards in our hand that we'll never cast, Iona and Terminus, because we have no white lands. Opponent. What do you got, opponent? Does not attack, it looks like. Yep, they don't attack. They let us untap. Okay, well, we will play Ghost Quarter. Alright, now let's get in with Wormcoil Engine. Now we also have Torrential Gear Hulk online to potentially like Supreme Will or... yeah, to Supreme Will, one mode or the other, which will be really, really fantastic. We also have Negate, Mana Leak, and Rune Snag, cards that are all good versus our opponent. Opponent plays a Bloodbraid Elf. Well, let's see what they run into. Stone Rain. Okay. Let's... Let's... So our opponent has 1,000,000 mana. But we really need that. Do we need it that much? I don't think we do. Let's let our opponent Stone Rain. We'll let Bloodbraid resolve. Okay, let's get in with the Gear Hulk here. And I think we will Supreme Will and Impulse. See if we can't find another basic this way. Because we really needed another body on the field. Alright, we find another island. Perfect. Put the rest on the bottom in anyone. If we'd hit a plains, like we'd have timely reinforcements, which would be absolutely nuts. Opponent, not really capable of attacking at the moment. Are we getting there through land destruction? Alright, let's play an island. Now let's get in with Wormcoil Engine. They want to throw Bloodbraid and Kitchen Finks under the bus, they're fine to do that. They don't. We gain a bunch of life. Pass the turn. And now we have Negate, we have Mana Leak, we have Rune Snag. Don't quite have Cryptic yet, but we're in a good spot. Opponent plays a Kessig Wolf Run. Utopia Sprawl, number 2 on their forest. They have roughly a bajillion mana, if I had to guess. Opponent does not get in. We draw another useless Detention Sphere. Yeah, well now we're at such a high life total. I think we're just going to start getting in with both creatures. And I think Negate will have to be enough to protect us. Opponent throws a birds under the bus. We gain a million more life. Opponent now at 4. We will discard... Let's discard a Detention Sphere. We're never casting the other one. Ooh, we got there! Yes, opponent concedes! We're 1-0! Alright! Alright, let's go on to round 2. Love to play first. Well, this looks like a good hand. If we can hit another land, preferably white land, off this opt, we'll be in a fantastic spot. So let's play an island, and we'll opt. Ship path to the bottom. Find a gate. Well, I mean, that's probably the next best thing to a land. Pass the turn. Opponent. Oh, Affinity. Is this Affinity? Inquisition. I don't know what's happening here. Our opponent is playing Animation Module. What does this card do? Whenever one of our 1/1 counters are put on a permanent you control, you may pay 1. If you do, you create a Servo artifact token. 3, tap, choose counter on target permanent or player, give that player another counter. That kind. Okay. Well, let's opt once more. Ship Mana Leak to the bottom. We'll play an island. Pass the turn. Opponent took Negate. I wonder if they're actually just like playing Affinity or if it's something else. Hangerback Walker. Ooh, spicy. We're playing against spicy Affinity. Windswept Heath. Okay, that's really good. So if our opponent attacks with Hangerback, we can put it on top of their deck. That will set them back a little ways. If they attack with Ink Moth, we can do the same thing. And then we can untap and play Jace. Opponent plays a Steel Overseer. Okay. Evolutionary Leap? Interesting. Okay. Well, let's fetch up a Prairie Stream. And we're going to put this Hangerback Walker on top. Take one. Play a Sunken Hollow. And I think we're going to Jace, and I think we're going to we can unsummon Steel Overseer. Pretty much anything we do with Jace is going to get him killed. Maybe we have to try and hit lands for Torrential Gear Hulk. They're drawing Hangerback Walker this turn. Yeah, let's unsummon Steel Overseer. If they want to try and kill Jace, they're going to tap out for the turn. Okay, the Animating Moth. Looks like they're going to go for killing Jace. That's fine. Jace down. Opponent plays another Ink Moth. Plays Steel Overseer. We're going to need a Wrath. We find a Disallow. Well, let's pass. Hold up Disallow. If we can get a Disallow off of Evolutionary Leap with them sacking one of their non-profit creatures, that'd be amazing, but I doubt it. Opponent looks like they're going... Oh, Animation Module, okay. Hangerback on 2. Mr. Ginger Overlord, based off your current dress, I have a very important question. I'll have a moment. Fire it away, Neff. Good to see you, by the way. Opponent fires up the Inkmoth Nexus. Do we counter the Steel Overseer activation? Oh, that's so bad. Should I do it? I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah, it's gonna spiral out of control. Let's get that. Opponent gets in 4-2. We draw a Plains. Alright, well let's Lone Missionary, Lone Missionary. Will I be dressing up in my Viking costume for International Viking Day? Probably, if I know what day that is. Opponent plays a Hangerback Walker on 1. Activates both animation modules. This deck is really spicy. I really like it. May 8th. Alright, I will do my best to remember that. Oh, that's a lot of triggers. Looks like they can't pay for any of them, though. I don't know what the competitive advantage of this is over Affinity, other than the fact that it's awesome. But I'm fine with that. Opponent gets in 4-2. Well, we'll throw a Lone Missionary under the bus. Hopefully we can stall long enough to draw Wrath. We draw Thought Scour. Well, let's Thought Scour ourselves, see if we can hit a Wrath. It's a Windswept Heath. That's the next best thing. That allows us to Torrential Gear Hulk next turn. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Neff. I appreciate that. Opponent sacks a Servo, finds the Steel Overseer. Oh, we are going to be dead in a hurry if we do not find a Wrath. I think we will have to Torrential Gear Hulk and opt. That's a Steel Overseer. Opponent puts a counter on Hangerback. 2 animation module triggers. And it's times like these I wish I was running, what's it called? Or Planar Cleansing, yeah. Wish I had like a Planar Cleansing. You just moved into a new place today, so you finally have some time and opportunity to watch some. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that, dude. Opponent gets a million triggers. We'll yield to all of them. Opponent Gonna get in for 3. Well, we will not block this one. We will fetch an irrigated farmland, and really hoping to rip Settle the Wreckage, Wrath of God, anything to that effect off the top. It's an Oust. Well, that's not the worst card in the universe, but it's not great either, so we're going to pass. Probably have to Torrential Gear Hulk for a opt, I think. Opponent sacks Hangerback Walker, gets a shitload of Thopters. Pulls up an Arcbound Worker. 1/1 modular one. Oh no. Oh, this is... Something tells me this is going to hurt. Opponent puts a million 1/1 counters on everything. Gets roughly a bajillion triggers. Starting to pay for some of the triggers. Oh gosh. Oh man. Well, good news is we do have Hurkyl's Recall and tutors to find Hurkyl's Recall as well, which is really good versus artifact tokens. Opponent puts another million 1/1 counters on everything. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Ugh. Looking a little less than ideal for us. Well, we'll throw a Lone Missionary under the bus. Take 12 in the air. That, you could say that again, Neff. We are indeed in trouble. Opponent plays an Arcbound Worker. Another couple of triggers. Opponent pays. Opponent pays. Alright, well let's opt. That gives us the most chances at a real Wrath. Boy, do we need it. Need the magical top deck skills. Absolutely. Cast opt. Wall of Omens is not a Wrath. Ship it to the bottom. Snapcaster Mage. Polluted Delta. Okay. So if we Polluted Delta and we fetch an island, this gives us another shot at a Wrath. So Snapcaster Mage, because Oust, Snapcaster, Oust is just not going to be enough. Snapcaster Mage opt. Come on, opt. We're going to dig like 8 cards in a 250 card deck. Serum Visions, it's not going to cut it. Oh, and it's an island. Okay. Alright, opponent, you got us. So versus this deck, let's bring in 4 Timely Reinforcements and Hurkyl's Recall. We will drop... do we need to drop anything versus this deck? I don't actually think so. A Remand would be super bad. Let's shoot back. Opponent's running Hand Hate and very, very cheap artifacts. I should have put in the Trinket Mage Chalice of the Void tech, but I did not. Actually opened a couple of Chalice of the Voids from Master's Drafts I did earlier. Kind of happy about that. Also opened a Jace, sold Jace, now weighing the money. Alright. Yeah, like to play first. Well, we have a verdict. Opponent, we only saw Inquisition. We got... This is probably the hand that beats our opponent, if there is one. Double Mana Confluence is really painful, though, so... Let's play Mana Confluence, pass the turn. Opponent. Darksteel Citadel. Mox Opal. Passes the turn. Okay, Adakar Wastes. Slightly less painful than a Mana Confluence. Let's Lone Missionary. Gain a couple life here. Lucky. I don't know that it's lucky. This is... I skillfully built this deck. Opponent plays a Hangerback Walker. Thoughtseize. See? No luck involved. Otherwise that wouldn't be a Thoughtseize, it would be an Inquisition. Opponent probably takes the verdict. Opponent takes a Zorius Charm. Okay. Well, we draw Thought Scour, so we'll play Field of Ruin. Pass the turn. Not going to swing into a Hangerback, though maybe we should have. Opponent, Thoughtseize Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. We'll Thought Scour ourselves. There we go. Lessen the number of options our opponent has. Slightly. Opponent probably takes the verdict. Probably. We're at a higher life total and we're probably going to have more dudes for a little bit. Opponent still takes the timely reinforcements. Okay. My predictions have been wrong. Oh, lucky was in regard to your pack pulls. You're hella unlucky right now. Okay, that makes more sense. So let's play Windswept Heath. Pass the turn. Opponent probably going to start ticking up on Hangerback Walker. Well, I think we can get in for 2 then. Should have done this last turn, but we did not. Opponent does not block, as predicted. Okay, pass the turn. Opponent ticks up Hangerback Walker. Need to draw a Path to Exile or an Oust. That would be really good. Opponent not playing anything else. We'll fetch with Windswept Heath. Get an Irrigated Farmland, because it comes in tapped. Draw Lone Missionary. So let's play Mana Confluence. And we'll Lone Missionary. Gain some more life. See if we can't get just a little more out of range of our opponent. Pass the turn. Leave up Field of Ruin. Opponent ticks up the Hangerback Walker. Opponent's still not playing anything. If we just get a 1-mana removal spell for this Hangerback, we'd be in such a good spot. Cryptic Command. Okay, Cryptic Command does work. Because we can unsummon the Hangerback. And that'll set our opponent very far behind. Opponent ticks up the Hangerback. Like if we could get a counter spell on something nasty and then unsummon the Hangerback, we'll be in a good spot. Opponent plays a Forest. It's a Walking Ballista. I think that counts. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe we just counterspell, draw a card. I think we're going to counterspell, draw a card. We find another land. That's okay. Alright, opponent. Still choosing, looks like not to attack. Nope, they're attacking. That's fine. I was going to say we could double block and then Wrath and we'd be fine. There's the Oust. Okay. So let's play Port Town. Tapped. Oust Hangerback. Opponent has Heroic Intervention. That's interesting. Luckily we have the negate. Get in. 4/4. Pass the turn. Opponent puts Cavern on Construct. Doesn't want any more of their dudes countered. We draw Wrath of God. Well, that's good in case of redundant thought seizes. Outplayed. I like to call that never didn't always have it, according to Josh, which I think came from Saffron Olive. Get in. 4/4. We'll shuffle away that Walking Ballista. Keep him off the cavern. Find an actual island. Oh, opponent has the heroic intervention. We just ramped him. Well, oh. Oh, no, it fizzled the ability. Okay. So we don't get to tutor. We just sacked a land for no reason. Sounds about right for Josh quoting someone else. Yeah, well, that goes for me, too. Opponent. Hangerback Walker on 2. Get wrecked, opponent. We top deck Battle of Wits and we'll proceed to win the game. Pass the turn. Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're winning with Battle of Wits. Opponent goes, what? Plays an animation module. Ticks up their Hangerback Walker. Gets a dude. Attacks, well, no blocks. No blocks, opponent. Win the game off Battle of Wits. Oh, we got him. Alright, moving on to game 3. Moving on to game 3. We just need another hand like that. Need another hand like that we can get past multiple thought seizes with, and we'll be totally fine. I think that qualifies as a stream highlight? Probably. This stream seems like one thus far that will be going up on the YouTube. Woo! That 1 in 250 top deck. Getting them. Okay. Yeah, I think this is keepable. We have 1 mana removal. We can't cast it yet. Opponent thought seizes. Well, that's unfortunate, but alright, whatever. Not sure what our opponent's best take is here. Because, like, Censor's not going to be online next turn. They take the Obstructionist. Okay. We draw a Ghost Quarter. Well, we know they have forests in their deck, so I think we're just going to play a Watery Grave tapped. We really don't want to cycle this Censor. We might be able to get our opponent, unless they play super conservative like last game. That's Steel Overseer. So play an island, pass, hold up Censor. It's a Cavern of Souls. Oh, okay. Well, we weren't going to counter that. Opponent's making some big nasty dudes. Let's cycle. We find Supreme Will. Okay. Well, we'll play Field of Ruin. Pass the turn. Opponent animates the Ink Moth. Puts a 1/1 counter on everything. Goes attacking. Alright, well, let's Field of Ruin the Ink Moth. Tutor up a Plains. By the way, National Lingerie Day is April 24th. Just putting that out there. Concern intensifies. Play a Plains. We will condemn the Walking Ballista. Opponent can shoot us if they want. They can choose either 3 damage on us or gain 3 life. Looks like opponent choose the gain 3 life. Opponent plays an Evolutionary Leap, but that's fine. We're going to play Tectonic Edge. Pass the turn. Well, we're in a good spot this game thus far. Opponent plays an Ink Moth, plays a Hardened Scales, also spicy. Animates the Ink Moth. We're just going to Tech Edge it. We don't want them... They can pay another mana and animate an Evolutionary Leap, I guess. Oh, Heroic Intervention. Okay. Alright. He got us, opponent. Tech Edge is countered. Well, we do have a Ghost Quarter, in case it's relevant. Opponent puts another counter on everything. Pass his turn. Well, we'll play a Ghost Quarter. We're going to Ghost Quarter this now while our opponent doesn't have mana to be animating and doing silly things with it. By silly things, I mean Evolutionary Leap. Okay, pass the turn. Probably going to put this Steel Overseer back on top of the deck if we have the chance. Opponent makes a hanger back. Puts a 1/1 counter on everything. Sacks the hanger back. Gets a million 1/1s. Reveals Walking Ballista. Alright, well let's go see if we can't dig for a Wrath. Well, there's Terminus. Terminus is technically a Wrath, but we're a long way off casting. I think we're dead before then. Battle of Wits is a way to win the game, but I think we're also dead before Battle of Wits comes down. Mainly because of that Tectonic Edge. Tough choice. Because our opponent next turn swings for 4, 8, and then swings for 12, so we're dead. I think we have to take Battle of Wits. Pray for a Wrath. If we get a 1-mana removal this turn for Steel Overseer, we'll be in a good spot. We can draw Hercules, we can draw Merchant Scroll. Tamiyo is neither of those things that I said. So we'll play Windswept Heath, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Ballista on 1. Puts a 1/1 on everything. Puts 2 1/1s on everything. I mathed even harder wrong. Alright, opponent. Gets in for 12? Well, putting a creature back on top doesn't change anything. So let's see if we can Heart of the Cards, shuffle the deck, play a Prairie Stream, see if we can't Miracle a Terminus, kill our opponent. It's not a Terminus. Alright, so we take a bunch of damage. Alright, big draw. Opponent plays a Ravager. Oh, that just kills us. Straight up, we don't get another draw. Oh. Okay, yeah. No, that still kills us. That still kills us a lot. Oh, sad face. Oh, we were in such a good spot. We just needed to draw a Wrath. I need to know what was on top of the deck when we die. It was lands. Nearest Wrath was like 5 cards away. If we had another turn, we could have Tamiyo drawn a million cards, but alright. Unfortunate. We're 1-1, but we weren't really ever out of those games. We had outs. Almost is a good way to put it, yeah. Alright. Well, we'll go first. Ooh, good hand. We have a counterspell, we have a Gift Ungiven, we got a Sea Chrome Coast and a Cast Out. Hurkyl's Recall, probably a mulligan unless we're against Affinity. If we're not, our opponent will be very salty. Opponent on the Valakut plan. Alright. Well, let's cycle Cast Out. We find another Rune Snag. That's good. Okay, we'll play Windswept Heath, pass the turn. Opponent Wooded Foothills. Fetches a Wooded Foothills. Stomping Ground. I wonder if this is just red-green Scapeshift Valakut. Farseek. Well, we're actually going to counter a Farseek. So we'll fetch a Plains. Rune Snag the Farseek. Pretty much anything we can do to delay our opponent's game plan is really good. We're going to hold up another Rune Snag. We could have cast Thing in the Ice, but they're probably not going to be casting dudes and attacking for quite some time. Opponent plays a Valakut on the really slow hand, and a Soccer Tribe Elder. Okay, Soccer Tribe Elder's fine. Turn 3 Farseek is, as your earliest ramp, is not that threatening. So we'll play Mana Confluence, pass the turn. And I think we're just going to give Iona on green. I think their only out to kill Iona is Triple Bolt. And we'll have a Rune Snag for that. I'm pretty sure, anyway. Opponent fetches a Wooded Foothills. Yeah, if we name green, they don't have like any real outs or win conditions left. Opponent Bloodbraid Elf. Okay. Finds a Bolt. Well, this decreases the odds that they have the triple bolt for the Iona coming down next turn. Opponent, gonna get in 4/4. We go to 12. So gifts. Get Unburial Rites Iona. Like, the only way this is sad is if this is like budget and they have like Inferno Titans instead of Primeval Titans or something like that. But we should be able to win faster than they can. Okay, on Burial Rites Iona. We could Miracle Terminus, but we're not going to. We're just going to Iona on green. So our opponent has to have, like, bolt, bolt, bolt this turn. Always important. Winning before your opponent is highly suggested. I agree. Okay, we drew another gift. So let's get in 4/7 in the air. We have the Rune Snag. Number 2 even. So it's better than Mana Leak now. Just in case our opponent has something super nasty we didn't plan for. We'll cast Thing in the Ice just in case they want to start trying to get in with their creatures so that we don't die. Opponent fetches with Soccer Tribe Elder. I suppose that could be their plan, just playing enough lands to turn on the Valakuts. But I don't think they can do that without their green spells. Because they're only at 2 mountains, and they need at least 6 for a Valakut trigger. And they're not going to be able to do that. Yep. Okay, cool. We win. Go into game 2. We'll take Briberies. Bring Briberies in just for the Primeval Titans. Could bring in Timely Reinforcements. Maybe that's worth. I think we can go without it, though. Alright, come on. Good hand. Good hand. This is a good hand. We'll keep. Turn 1 Serum Visions, turn 2 Wall of Omens, Tectonic Edge to slow our opponent down. Opponent mulligans to 5. Well, that's good for us. Opponent starts fetch land. Fetches a forest. Suspend Search for Tomorrow. Alright, well, we will island Serum Visions. We draw Day of Judgment. I think we'll put both of these planes to the bottom. We need things that aren't lands right now. Search for Tomorrow, tick him down. Opponent plays a mountain. Grafdigger's Cage. They really do not want us reanimating Iona this game. That's fine. We'll play Wall of Omens. Hopefully between Tech Edge and Tamiyo we can keep them off enough mana to combo off. They only have 2 cards left in hand, and only going to have a Search for Tomorrow coming down. So, I think we're safe. Let's draw a card off Wall of Omens. We draw another Wrath. Well, that's good. We can handle any creature threat now. Search for Tomorrow, being cast. Opponent finds a forest. Plays a mountain. Obstinate Baloth. Okay, that's fine. We'll play Prairie Stream. Pass the turn. Probably don't want to cast Settle the Wreckage versus our opponent. We don't want to ramp them any more than we need to. They play their 5th land. No non-basics. Tech Edge, kind of useless here. We're going to block with Wall of Omens. I think we're just going to Wrath next turn. We could Gifts, but there's nothing really worth giftsing for at the moment. Because we can't answer this Grafdigger's Cage. So we're just going to blow up the board, pass the turn. Okay, opponent plays a Stomping Ground, tapped. Okay, Disallow is super good. So we will play... They have 6 lands. 7 lands lets them Scape Shift for 18 damage. So we're going to play Tamiyo and tap the Stomping Ground. And then next turn, like, as long as they don't have land Scape Shift this turn, they really can't even do anything. Like, Primeval Titan would do some things, but we can blow up the board after that. If we untapped and we can get to... Okay, good, we untapped. So now we have Thing in the Ice Disallow, and our opponent is not really going to be able to make it through that, I don't think. So we'll play Thing in the Ice, hold up Disallow, pass the turn. Looks like we're probably just going to have to value gifts this game, and there's really nothing wrong with that. Opponent plays a Tireless Tracker. We'll counter a Tireless Tracker. We don't want them investigating. We draw a Declaration in Stone. Well, let's keep Stomping Ground tapped. Pass the turn. Now we have Supreme Will if our opponent casts something really big and nasty. We have Gifts Ungiven if we just want to like value gifts for a bunch of different counter spells or something. Tamiyo's going to ult here pretty soon. So we should be totally fine. Okay, so let's Gifts. We cannot get Reanimation Spell Iona because opponent has Grafdigger's Cage. So, what do we get? Let's get... We have 5 mana? Let's get Battle of Wits. Negate. Disallow. And Snapcaster. Our opponent should have a hard time getting through this. Okay. I think our opponent's best bet is actually to let us have Battle of Wits. Because if we get Battle of Wits, we're probably going to cast it. Okay. But we're not in a rush, so especially because we're drawing lands. So I think what we're going to do is just set up the Tamiyo ult. Because like now we can Snapcaster for lands at their end step. Snapcaster gifts for lands. We're using Gifts Ungiven fairly, which is not what you should be doing with Gifts Ungiven, but our opponent has the one card that shuts that off right now. Opponent fetches. Goes for the Primeval Titan. We will... Let's counter that. Take a counter off Thing in the Ice. Play Mana Confluence. Alt Tamiyo. Pass the turn. Good luck, opponent. Good luck. I think the only way that they're going to be able to beat us at this stage of the game is if they have exactly Scapeshift Guttural Response. Alright, well there's the Scapeshift. So we will Snapcaster. Okay, the life loss will matter. So we are going to Snapcaster Negate. Oh, we can't Snapcaster. Shoot. We're going to take our opponent off lands, because I'm kind of a moron. Oh, crap. We'll take him off the Stomping Ground. Get back the Tectonic Edge. That prevents them from doing more than 18 damage if they sack their whole board. If they grab 2 Valakuts, they don't do any damage. So, misplay on our part, playing the Snapcaster. Not paying attention to the fact that Grafdigger's Cage has been on the board the entire time. Well, we should have grabbed a different counterspell than Snapcaster. So bad. Opponent gets a Valakut. 6 triggers is 18 damage. Targets us with all of them. Oh, Lone Missionary. Perfect. Alright, so we can Tech Edge. We can get rid of this Valakut. Get back our Tech Edge. And just to make sure we don't die, we're going to play Lone Missionary. Gain 4 life. Get in with Snapcaster. Pass the turn. Opponent concedes, we win the match. Woo! Even though we misplayed, we still got there. 2-1. Alright, moving on. Round 4. We're getting there. We're getting there. Woo! Oh, this is a good hand. Versus a blind opponent, this is a really good keep. Opponent plays an island. 0 visions. That's fine. So we will start Prairie Stream. Play a Prairie Stream, pass the turn. So our opponent could be any number of things. They could be Storm, they could be like blue-white or blue-red, through the breach control, a whole bunch of different stuff. I will be streaming Sunday for sure, but I might stream tomorrow night, depending. Probably stream during the day tomorrow, but I don't know about tomorrow night. Sunday, though, I will start streaming as soon as I am home and ready to go. Probably 1 or 2 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 3 or 4 Eastern. What you got, opponent? What you got? Opponent thinking really hard about our end step. Not sure why. Ow! I popped my shoulder. Usually I play blue-white Time Warp. It's usually a lot more competitive, but when I'm that special level of not sober, I usually switch to Battle of Wits. But I've been working on Battle of Wits, and it's been getting more and more competitive as I've been working on it. So I've been really excited, and that's why I've been playing Battle of Wits a lot lately. You missed it, Jod. Earlier this stream, we won with Battle of Wits, and we're 2-1. We might actually win prize with Battle of Wits. Also, welcome to the stream, Jod. Jinxed. Alright, let's fetch a... We'll fetch a Plains. Let's draw a card. See what our opponent does. Nothing. Okay. Let's play a land. Pass the turn. Oh, I'm sorry, Jod. Haha! Gotcha! Control matchup, instant speed, stone rain, baby. We'll disallow that polluted delta trigger. Pass the turn. Oh, they have another land. Well, we have the potential to get ahead on lands now, though, which is really good. Opponent plays a Tasigur. Well, we have just the card to answer Tasigur, and it's called Oust. We'll put Tasigur back in the deck. Opponent delves away his graveyard for no reason. Pass the turn. Hold up Runestag. Path. Oh, brutal. Kind of sticking it to our opponent this game by playing jank. Opponent plays a Blood Crypt, untapped. Passes turn. Well, we would not mind having another island, so we're going to see if we can take them off red. See if they run any basic mountains. And I think as long as our opponent doesn't do something ridiculous like Quicken a Blightning, which no one would ever do in their life because no one runs either of those cards, we're fine. So let's fetch an island. Untap. Opponent is running the basic mountain. Alright, pass the turn. We're holding a million counter spells, several creature answers. We can wait all day. Opponent plays a Creeping Tar Pit, tapped. Pass his turn. Well, let's cycle this other Azorius Charm. We draw a Seachrome Coast. Well, a tap land is better than no land. So we'll play Seachrome Coast tapped. Pass the turn. You say that like you never built that deck for the janky heck of it. Yeah, I think Quickening Blightning would be really, really mean. It's like do it at your opponent's draw step when they draw their second card in hand. Just Wits End them and Lightning Bolt them at the same time. Opponent, gonna Cryptic Command. Well, we will... let's negate the Cryptic. Pass the turn. Opponent might try Tassigering. Sounds like me. I know, right? So let's Rune Snag Tasigur. If opponent has the Stubborn Denial, we can just Path Tasigur. They have the Spell Pierce. Okay, that's fine. Let's not pay for that. You can have a Tasigur. Let's play an island. Path Tasigur. Pass the turn. Just having all the answers this game. So, because of our opponent's likelihood of having more counterspells, I think we're going to Restoration Angel at their end step. Unless they start off Hand Hate, then I think we're going to try and Gifts. Okay, opponent's passing. So let's flash Resto Angel, see if we can't get him on a clock. They mana leak, that's fine. We're just trying to run them out of counters so that we can Gifts Ungiven to win the game. We draw Debt Sphere, not super useful here, but we will have Gifts Ungiven and Rune Snag number 2. Opponent untaps. Opponent plays a Polluted Delta. That was probably their card they drew this game. Or this turn, I mean. Okay, opponent fires up the Creeping Tar Pit. Ooh, this means we're going to resolve gifts. Oh, this is going to be super nasty. We might just Gifts for, like, a win condition pile, rather than just the Unburial Rites, because they could have... No, we'll Gifts. Get Unburial Rites Iona, name black, and then hold up Rune Snag for potential Cryptic to deal with Iona. So we'll get Unburial Rites. And Iona, Shield of Emeria. Okie dokie. Opponent lets it happen. Untap. Reanimate Iona. Set Iona on black. No terminates. No double dismember. Only thing we have to worry about is, I believe, Cryptic Command. And as long as our opponent does not have Cryptic Command other counterspell, we should be fine. This also prevents them from casting most of their threats. They could also have, like, red land, bolt, bolt, bolt. Very unlikely, but possible. Opponent animates the Creeping Tar Pit. That's fine. Gonna get in for 3. Okay, no blocks. Can't block. It's unblockable. Alright. Let's play Polluted Delta. Get in. 4/7. Take our opponent to 11. Pass the turn. Plays a Sulphur Falls. Opponent animates a Creeping Tar Pit. Well, they get in for another 3. Worm Coil Engine. That's a good card. We'll get in with Iona. Pass the turn. We can't really cast Worm Coil Engine here because that prevents us from leaving up Rune Snag. Our opponent's dead from one more swing anyway. So they're probably going to try and Bolt, Snap, Bolt. Opponent concedes. Can't race the Iona. Well, we got him. Alright. I'm fine bringing in Bribery. I wouldn't mind stealing a Tassiger. And I think Timely Reinforcements is a worthy inclusion. Opponent doesn't run like any artifacts, so we're going to drop Hercule's Recall. And then... Yeah, I think we're fine. Shoot it back. Bring in 6 cards, only take out 1. Sideboard strategy of the Kings. This is super tempting. Like, if we opt into a land and then cycle Censor into a land, we're so good because we can Nimble Obstructionist to fetch land, keep them off mana. Kind of risky, though. We were on the draw. Let's, you know what, let's keep. Opponent. Serum Visions. Scries to the top. Scries to the bottom. We find Seachrome Coast. So we are just fine and dandy. We do have the Merchant Scroll, so we can go fetch up whatever nastiness we need to deal with our opponent's stuff. Opponent plays a Creeping Tar Pit and a Nile Spellbomb. Wants to keep us off the reanimation plan, I see. Well, we know how that worked out for our other opponent. Let's opt. Tameo to the bottom. We find a Blessed Alliance. So let's play an island. Hold up Censor. Maybe the option there was playing Sunken Hollow to make sure that we could Nimble Obstructionist. But kind of just hoping we draw more lands, to be honest. Opponent might be on the exactly Tassiger plan or something, in which case Censor becomes really good. Not sure why they cracked Spellbomb there. They only took us off an opt. And they didn't draw a card. Oh, they have another Nile Spellbomb. Okay. Looks like they're just trying to build cards in the graveyard. So let's pass. Mana Confluence. Okay, there we go. Now we have 3 mana. Opponent passes. Opponent Snapcaster Mage. Okay. 4 Serum Visions. Looks like they're trying to hit a land. I think I'm actually fine with censoring this. That prevents them from playing any more lands. They have a dude on board. We're going to go down -1 life for timely reinforcements next turn. So like just the bare minimum to turn timely reinforcements online. Unless they shock. Okay, they do not shock. That's good. Shocking there would have been the unexpected next level from our opponent. So we'll timely. Get 3 dudes, gain 6 life. Get ahead of our opponent. Play a Seachrome Coast. Pass the turn. We were like, just had like barely a scratch on us that we self-inflicted. And we prayed to the gods and got 3 soldiers. Opponent Thought Seizes. Probably takes Nimble Obstructionist here. I think that's our best card versus them right now. Alternatively, they take Merchant Scroll because of the tutoring power. I feel like, though, they're going to have counterspells, so I think Nimble Obstructionist is the card to take. The cycling is just too strong versus their deck. Opponent thinking. Opponent takes the Merchant Scroll. They're scared of the tutor. I would be too. Snapcaster me. Oh, okay. I guess they just had it. That's fine. Thought Seizes to take probably Nimble Obstructionist. Yep. They take Nimble Obstructionist. we find an oust. That's good. They don't have any more things to flashback. So let's oust a Snapcaster. Make them draw it again. Play Sunken Hollow, tapped. Get in. 4/3. Opponent blocks. Takes 2. As long as like one of the last cards in their hand is not like Serum Visions, then they can't Serum Visions, Snapcaster Serum Visions, which would be bad. Opponent cracks Spellbomb, wants to draw the Snapcaster. Exile all 5 cards from my graveyard. Passes. Go into second main. They are Tasigur, maybe? It's a Tasigur. Okay. Oh, this... Oh, the cycling land. If that was untapped, I would totally fire off this Terminus. Well, let's pass. No reason to just throw the tokens under the bus at the moment. Opponent plays a Creeping Tar Pit. We know one of the cards in their hand is Snapcaster. Opponent does not attack into the Blessed Alliance. Interesting. Well, let's cycle this land, see what we draw. It's a mana leak. That's good. Bribery. Do we just fire off a Bribery? I think we have to try. If we can get our own Snapcaster here, that's pretty good. Or not Snapcaster, I mean Tasigur. We know they have a Snapcaster. So if they have a counterspell, we can expect the Snapcaster counterspell later. Opponent activates Tasigur. Milling Spell Pierce Thought Scour. Well, we'll give them Thought Scour. Fire off the Bribery. Our options are Click, Tasigur, Snapcaster, Snapcaster, Gurmag, Angler, Angler. Well, let's take Tasigur. We could take Click and look at their hand, but I'm not really scared. This way we can start activating our own Tasigur if they don't immediately have removal for him, and Fatal Push doesn't kill him. Like if we take and Click, our opponent, like, and we throw away Fatal Push, our opponent then is opened up to, like, fetch Fatal Push. Opponent Thought Scours himself, milling an island and a cantrip, draws an island. Passes. We draw Censor. Well, we'll pass. Opponent, Snapcaster Mage, that's fine. Targets, Thought Scour. Opponent Thought Scours themselves. Milling 2 blue-red lands. Untaps. Plays a Scalding Tarn. Chooses not to attack. Alright, well, let's activate Tasigur. Opponent could give us Opt, Sphinxes, or Bribery. Opponent gives us Opt. Alright, we draw Condemn, that's good. Well, let's Opt. We don't want Detention Sphere. We want to land. We draw Glacial Fortress, play Glacial Fortress. Pass the turn. We're in a really good place right now. Opponent probably feeling the sadness. Opponent clicks. Do we care about the click? I can take a counter spell. We'll let him click. You can also take Condemn. Maybe Blessed Alliance, but I think their options are really Condemn or Mana Leak. Anything else is not really that threatening to them. Oh, opponent took Terminus. They were scared of the board wipe. Okay, that's fine. Opponent fetches with Scalding Tarn. Finds a mountain. Does nothing with it. Passes. Untaps. Opponent terminates. Let's mill and see what we can get back. We can't counter because they have enough mana they can just pay for the Mana Leak and Censor. We mill to Fairy and Thought Scour. Opponent gives us Thought Scour. That's fine. They kill their own Tasigur. Goes in on the attack. Well, we will block a Snapcaster. Attempt to condemn Tasigur. It works. Opponent appears not to be holding any counter spells. They get in 4/3. So we have 6 mana. We could hard cast Unburial Rites onto Fairy. That would be hard for our opponent to do anything about. I think we're just going to Merchant Scroll for gifts. Opponent Spell Snares, okay. Not a great counterspell for them. Let's get in, 4/1. Pass the turn. Now we have Thought Scour, Cycle Censor, and Blessed Alliance to potentially really deal with anything our opponent's doing. Opponent plays a Polluted Delta. That's not anything we care about. We might just 2-mode Blessed Alliance to undo a Creeping Tar Pit and a Vendilion click. Like we'll gain 1 life through that, our opponent will sack something. I think we're going to try that. Let's gain 4 life and make them sack. Target player gains 4 life, target opponent sacks. White, 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 white. They Spell Snare. Okay. Opponent running out of cards in hand. Opponent fetches. I believe they put an island out. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, it was an island. And then they Kolaghan's Command, targeting Snapcaster Mage and making us discard. Well, we will discard on Burial Rites. Let's untap. On Burial Rites to Fairy. That should be difficult for our opponent to deal with. Snapcaster, terminate, and Mana Leak. They can get around that though with Snapcaster terminate on their main phase, but that prevents them from animating Tar Pit as well as wastes their Snapcaster. Yeah, pretty sure that's what they have to do. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Opponent gonna get in. 4-3. Surprised they didn't animate Tar Pit. I wonder if that means they have some sort of instant speed trick that they want to use. Okay, at their end step, we will Thought Scour ourselves. We find Wall of Omens. Let's cycle Sensor. We don't need it. It does change the clock slightly. Let's play an island. Wall of Omens. Opponent gonna Cryptic Command. Well, I don't think we can let them Cryptic Command. I don't want to waste my mana, but I definitely don't want them drawing any more cards. So we cantrip. We draw an island. Alright, let's pass turn, hold up Disallow. Also cycle Irrigated Farmland. I think our opponent might have us with the double animate Creeping Tar Pit. So the animate Tar Pit number 1. We might have to disallow the second Tar Pit trigger just to stay alive. Yep. Alright. So let's disallow to fog the Tar Pit. Not sure what we can draw that gets us out of this, but if we drew Elish Norn, that would get us out of this. Opponent gets in, 4-6, drops us to 2. Okay, Merchant Scroll, that's good. So let's Merchant Scroll. Opponent's going to get in for 9 damage. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana untapped. 6 mana to use. What can we get? I think we have to get Cryptic Command. I don't think anything else lets us stay alive. We can give some. We can get Gifts Ungiven, but then we draw. Like, if we Gifts Ungiven, we can get the 4 1-mana removal spell pile, but then we die to both Tar Pits. If we get, we don't have a Fog. We don't have anything that answers 2 creatures with the same name that are lands. Otherwise, we could get Echoing Truth. Bribery doesn't save us. Sphinxes doesn't give us enough life. Azorius Charm can't give us lifelink to live. Yeah, I think Cryptic is the only thing that potentially lets us live. So we gotta pick up Cryptic. And between Cryptic counter draw and cycle Irrigated Farmland, we need to have a way to win. So we'll pass the turn. Okay. We didn't tap draw there because our opponent potentially has, like, could just animate. So we actually have to recoil this and draw a card. And if our opponent has bolt, then we lose. Simple as that. Opponent has deprive. Well, let's cycle and see if we would have hit Terminus. Maybe we should have done that first just to be safe. Well, it was Mystical Teachings. Alright, you got us, opponent. Game 3. Opponent has to win in 6 minutes. We have double their time on the clock, which is good for us. We could bring in Grave Hate, because they do have delve threats, and potentially that has the ability to screw our opponent. But I'm not sure what we take out for that. Maybe Bribery's too slow? Yeah, I think with the odds of a counterspell, I think we're just going to bring in relics in their place. Shoot it back. Let's play first. We don't have any colored mana. Yeah, we gotta ship this. That's unfortunate. Alright, this is better. It's not great. We're not doing anything, but it's better. Ship Spell Queller. Play Windswept Heath. Pass the turn. Opponent's got to win and in a hurry. Plays a Creeping Tar Pit. We'll fetch an Irrigated Farmland. We draw an Opt. So we'll play an island, pass the turn, make our opponent think we have a counterspell. Opponent plays Sulphur Falls, passes the turn, keep Flooded Strand, we need the land. Untap, draw Relic, so we'll play Relic, pass the turn. Much better than a Bribery, glad we brought those in. Opponent plays an island. We're not going to crack the Flooded Strand because we really want to draw lands. We draw Disallow. That's good. Opponent tries to click, so we will counter the click. Fetch up an island. Disallow Vendilion Click. Make them exile it. Pass the turn. F6, because we're not doing anything this turn. Opponent, Kolaghan's Command, makes us discard a card and destroys our relic. So we'll discard Tameo. We draw a Declaration in Stone. Really wish that was a land, but it is not. Opponent has Nile Spellbomb. Really need that fourth land. Okay, Ghost Quarter is good. That gives us the option of potentially Ghost Quartering a Creeping Tar Pit if it becomes a problem. Opponent cracks Nile Spellbomb. Draws a card. Exiles our grave. Untaps. Plays a Polluted Delta, another Nile Spellbomb. So that kind of shuts off gifts as a plan. So let's Restoration Angel. See if we can't put our... Oh, I tapped for the wrong color. Restoration Angel, see if we can't get a counter out of our opponent's hand. They fetch. Find an island. They fetch. Find an island. Remand. Okay. We find a Thought Scour. Yeah, let's pass. Was kind of wishing we would draw an untapped land so we could try and battle the Wits there. But it looks like it's not happening. We're going to try and hold up Restoration Angel again to see if we can't get another counter out of our opponent's hand before we attempt to battle the Wits. Resto again. Opponent goes for the mana leak, that's fine. We untap, draw an island. Alright, let's run it out there, see if they got an answer. 3 cards in hand, what do you got? Likely our opponent has another counter, but we can't afford not to do this now. Have a Thought Scour, they're digging. Desperately. Crack Nile Spellbomb! Oh, they're digging some more! Oh, did they get it? Did you draw a counter spell? Deprive! Oh! Alright, well we wasted a bunch of our opponent's time and resources doing that. So, I'm not too upset about that. Kind of unfortunate, but they did find it. They had to dig real hard for it, though. Plays a Steam Vents tapped. They Ghost Quarter our irrigated farmland. Well, we'll tutor up a Plains. Not sure why they did that. Okay, we draw Spell Queller, that's good. Opponent no longer has Gravehate on the table, so it's quite possible we just gift Sungiven for the win. Opponent plays a Mountain. Passes turn. Well, let's gifts. Oop. I'm surprised they didn't Ghost Quarter or Ghost Quarter to stop the Creeping Tar, like, you know, to let them get in with the Creeping Tar Pit. Opponent, Cryptic Command, that's fine. Okay, well, let's Thought Scour. We draw Blessed Alliance. More stall, that's fine. Disallow's good. Okay. So we pass. We're probably on the timeout our opponent plan. So as much delay as possible right now. Opponent does not have the lands to fire up Creeping Tar Pit. Passes turn. That's fine. Yeah, we're not going to play anything. We draw Wrath of God. Kind of useless in this context, but that's fine. Opponent, 2 minutes, 55 seconds left on the clock. Plays a Swamp. Animates the Creeping Tar Pit. Gets in. 4-3. Well, let's try and make our opponent sack. They Spell Snare. I'm inclined to try and force this through. Maybe I shouldn't be. Yeah, we'll let him get in. We're at 18 life. We do have the Ghost Quarter for the eventual one, and this way our opponent can't, like, just play a threat. We have Disallow available. We untap. Draw Sunken Hollow. Okay, more mana is good. Pass the turn. Opponent Thought Scours themselves. Mills a couple of lands. Untaps. Plays a land. Animates the Creeping Tar Pit. Well, now we will Ghost Quarter. Opponent fails to find a basic land. Good for us. We play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. 5 minutes ahead of our opponent on the clock. Kind of feels dirty winning this way, but nothing I can really do about that. We want to win. We need to take out every edge. We're playing Battle of Wits. Opponent plays a Scalding Tarn. Pass his turn. We find Nimble Obstructionist. That's good. Opponent fetches. Finds a Blood Crypt. Untaps. Opponent goes for the Blood Moon. Do we care about that? I guess we'll try and quell that spell. I don't really have... Like, we're not super concerned about that. And Spell Queller doesn't hit their bigger threats. It does turn on their removal, though. Opponent plays the Gurmag Angler. Okay, we're not scared of that. We have Declaration in Stone. So let's fetch. There is a Blood Moon under our guy, and I don't think we're going to Wrath of God, so I think we're just going to fetch an island. Untap. We find a Censor. Okay, so let's Declaration in Stone. Okay, it works. We're not going to swing because our opponent could just click to block, and I don't want to throw Spell Queller into a click. I think the only way that we're winning is timing out. Which is not the most honorable way to win, but it is still a way to win. Opponent plays a Steam Vents tapped. I don't think Censor's countering anything in a million years, so we're going to cycle. We find Lone Missionary. Yep. Once again, not attacking. Don't really have a reason. Well, yeah. We're not going to cast Lone Missionary, so we can hold up Cycle Nimble Obstructionist plus Disallow. Not sure what activated ability we're going to counter, but... Opponent, Snapcaster Mage. Well, we can cycle to counter the Snapcaster trigger. Opponent can't really do anything about that. We'll draw a card. So good that we didn't play Lone Missionary here. We do have Dismember. Opponent does not try to get in with the Snapcaster. We'll play Seachrome Coast, pass the turn. Opponent Serum Visions, that's fine. They have 40 seconds left to win. They play a Polluted Delta. Don't do anything with it. We draw Timely Reinforcements. Let's Lone Missionary. Opponent Spell Snares, that's fine. Pass the turn. Tassiger. We're not scared of Tassiger. Play Atakar Wastes. Timely Reinforcements. Opponent, gonna have to win in the next 8 seconds. Plays a Gurmag Angler. And we'll block with 2 tokens, and I think that gets us the victory. I think we were drawing better outs, and since we are holding Wraths, I think we're in a better spot than our opponent. I don't really have any doubts that we could have won that legitimately, had the game just drug on longer, and I absolutely believe it would have. But we got there. We're 3-1. We've won prize with Battle of Wits. And except for our unfortunate loss earlier, we're doing good. Moving on, round 5. I will have to cut the stream sometime around 8-ish. I do have other plans tonight. I wasn't really planning on streaming all night tonight. I also planned on starting earlier, but I got stuck in something else. We'll take it. Thanks, Nev. Appreciate it. Oh, that's a lot of vodka. All right. Waiting on a round 5 opponent. Now the difference is prize is, do we get our money back and a treasure chest, or do we get more prize? And I hope we get more prize. But this is a victory. This is a victory. We won prize with Battle of Wits. I haven't done that for quite some time. But now that we've made all these adjustments, we've improved the mana base, we've improved the removal suite, we've improved the interaction level. We're getting there. I think this deck, legitimately, once we get like another good either negate reprint or like another mana leak effect or another miscellaneous like swords effect. Ooh, this is really tempting. But I feel like if we get like even another oust kind of a thing, this deck goes from decent to way better. And this is a deck that's only going to get better with time. This is the first Hands of Magic I've been able to smartass in years. I'm happy with any results. Awesome. Well, I'm glad. I think we're going to mulligan because triple Terminus in opener, even though we do have Thing in the Ice, Island, Compass, and Oust, which would be really amazing if we hit a land. I'm really scared of not hitting lands. So let's mulligan. Colorless land. We're on the draw, so let's ship that to the bottom. We're going to try this. This is super risky, but not much we can do about that at this point. Opponent plays Colonnade. Okay, control is a good matchup for us. Now we'll play Nimbus Maze, pass the turn. Really need to hit an island of any sort. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Okay. So we'll fetch a basic island. And we'll Wall of Omens. Opponent shouldn't counter this. It's not a threat to them. Yes. Okay, good. So we don't have a plane, so maybe we should have fetched Hallowed Fountain. But we will play a Nimbus Maze and pass the turn. Opponent does not have the 4th land. I think we're going to tempo Spell Queller to see if we can't bait out anything, but that didn't happen. Alright, so now we have double white, or double blue and double white. Now we have the ability to gifts, which will be pretty fantastic. Opponent does not tap out for anything. If we gift at this stage of the game because our opponent has missed a land drop, we almost will certainly grab Terastodon, which is nasty, so Tarnastodon, and we'll blow up all 3 of our opponent's lands. Opponent's going to try and make us sack a creature. We don't particularly care about that. I think we're just going to let that happen. I don't think our opponent plays any 1-mana counter spells in the main. So I think we're going to Gift Sun Given. We'll just wait. Pretend like we don't have anything else, or we're just holding counter spells, and we'll see if our opponent like taps out for Planeswalker or anything like that. They don't. They're holding all gas. We draw a land. We'll play a land. Pass the turn. Opponent's still on 3 lands. If they crack, I think we might disallow too. The opponent gets the 4th land. We draw a gate. That's really good. So we'll Serum Visions. See if we can hit a land. It's a Sphinx's Revelation. I don't think we need either of these cards. There's an argument for keeping Snapcaster for like the negate or the disallow, but I don't think we need it. Opponent fetches, finds an island. Opponent fetches, finds. At this point, I think we want disallow just for a legitimate threat. Is this Restoration Angel? Cryptic Command. Okay, well let's... Yeah, let's negate the Cryptic. Oops. We'll negate Cryptic Command. Pass the turn. Opponent. Going to Jace. Okay. Jace is fine. Brainstorms. Probably looking for a land. Plays a Colonnade. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and battle Wits. Opponent has to have Cryptic to bounce or a Detention Sphere or they lose. So, I think, yeah. Yeah, I'm fine slamming Battle of Wits when they're not looking. Alright. Opponent has somewhere in the neighborhood of like 4 or 5 different cards other than... Okay, they have Detention Sphere, that's fine. That gives us the option of bouncing Detention Sphere later at their end step if we get a Cryptic Command of our own. Or an Echoing Truth, or anything like that. Opponent brainstorms again. They pass. There's a Cryptic Command. There's nothing we want to do main phase, or like anything we plan on doing, we're going to do at our opponent's end step. Opponent seems to be Brainstorm locked out of their 6th land, so we'll see what happens. Opponent Fate Seals themselves. Interesting. Puts a card on the bottom. Well, let's Sphinx's Revelation. Maybe we can bait our opponent into using a counterspell here. Alright, cool. Unfortunately, we can't Detention Sphere because Detention Sphere says exile target non-land permanent not named the Detention Sphere. Opponent has to discard. They discard Elspeth. We'll play Glacial Fortress. Maybe we just try and Death Sphere Jace? Does that matter to us? I'm not sure it does. We could try and slam Elspeth, but that definitely goes into a counterspell. I think we'll play Thing in the Ice. That lets us leave up Cryptic, that lets us leave up Gifts. Opponent clicks. They click us or themselves? They click us. Well, let's bounce Debt Sphere, or try. If they have the counterspell, that's fine. We have plenty of cards that can potentially win us the game, as well as plenty of cards that disrupt our opponent. So I think our opponent's going to have a hard time with the click, and if they waste a counterspell here, that's fine. Regular blue-white control can only run so many counterspells. We're running like 3 times as many counterspells, simply because we're Battle Wits. Okay. Battle Wits coming out of the Debt Sphere. So this forces our opponent to tap for Debt Sphere next turn, which means if they do and they don't have a cheap counterspell, we can resolve an Elspeth or a Torrential. Opponent, realizing they have a tough decision, I'm interested to see what they take here, what they think is most threatening to them. And it might be Torrential. If they don't have enough disruption, they'll probably take one of our pieces of disruption. You know, I only mark the drink counter up when I'm done drinking, and this was like that full of vodka when I started, and it was only filled to here. So this is like 4 drinks, and I've just been sipping on it the whole time. Opponent clicks away Torrential, gives us Battle of Wits number 2. Okay. Alright. I finished that drink. I'm going to mark this up to like 5 drinks now. Opponent Debt Spheres, because I have no other choice. If you join me tomorrow or Sunday, I will probably be playing the For Every Round I Win, Take a Shot. Opponent Debt Spheres the Battle of Wits. Opponent Brainstorms. I'm mixing them weaker now. I'm getting to be an old man. I'll be 24 next month. Oh man, that's crazy. I remember when like I was in college and I was 18 and my friends were like 24, 25 and I was like, geez, they're old. But then I realized like, it's not that old. Play that game with you, just need to get more liquor. Fair enough, fair enough. Alright, well, let's... Detention Sphere, and we'll Detention Sphere Jace. Hitting that mark 2 weeks before you. Oh, that's true. You and I got birthdays in the same month. Not sure what our opponent does here. They know we have like all of these cards except for Wits and Gifts Ungiven number 2. I think we're... Yeah, let's just try and Dismember. Gets a counter off of Thing in the Ice, which is a resolved threat that will win the game. They let Vendilion Click die. I think I should be running one Noxious Revival, because if our opponent taps out for a huge threat here, then I could, like, potentially my own upkeep get Noxious Revival and, like, a bunch of bounce spells. Alright. Opponent playing the Jace. Opponent gonna Fate Seal the Battle of Wits deck. Leaves a card on top. It's a port town, so it's a tap land. We'll play it tapped. We don't have anything to reveal. We could try and slam... you know... Well, let's give some given our opponent. Because we have a total of 7 mana now, so if we top deck a land... If we give some given our opponent at their end step, they'll probably try and counter it. And if they don't, we'll pick up a bunch of counter spells and then play Battle of Wits on our turn, and we should win the game. Opponent, Spreading Seas, Black Mana Source. Completely irrelevant. We have, like, we're running black mana basically just so Dismember is not as painful on occasion. Do we have any other, like, black mana flashbacks or anything? I took Forbidden Alchemy out. I don't think we actually do. Opponent, Fate Seals a card to the top. Plays a Field of Ruin. Okay. Well, let's give Sun Given. Take another counter off Thing in the Ice. Opponent negates. Okay. That's fine. Opponent paths. Alright. That removes their Fate Seal, gives us another land. That's really good. We'll get an island. Untap, we draw Cast Out. Okay, we have 8 mana. So we'll Battle Wits. Number 2. If they try and counter, we have the counter. The Pact of Negation? Opponent is running Pact of Negation. Oh, man. Okay, let's see. How does this change our math? They have to pay for it. We have 8 mana. They're going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'll have 3 mana, potentially 4 next turn. That lets us give Sun Given, or potentially if we draw land, Elspeth. Okay, we're going to actually let this go. That really, really lowers our opponent's resources, and that might put us in a position where we're able to win really easily. Okay, opponent has to pay 5 or lose the game. Okay, they pay 5 mana. That's cool. Hopefully we top deck a land. We can just Elspeth through a counterspell. Opponent brainstorms. Okay. Opponent fetches. That's fine. Gets an island. Okay, passes turn. We find a port town. We'll pass. But we'll play Port Town tapped. So now we have like gifts, cast out, or disallow to back it up. We're in a good spot. Opponent Fate Seals. Alright, let's attempt the cast out. See if we can't cast out Detention Sphere here. Because if we can get this Battle of Wits back, we just win the game. The only way that that doesn't work is if our opponent has like a counter spell and then a cryptic command or something like that. Our opponent has to have a bunch of counter spells. Opponent negates. So we will attempt to counter the negate. It works. Opponent cryptic commands. Okay. So we have 9 mana. Yeah, I think we just go for the gifts. I don't really see a reason not to. Opponent lets it resolve. Okay, now the question is, what do we get? Because if we just get Unburial Rites, Fatty, opponent could have counterspell number million. So what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Well, we can get... What cards do we have in our grave? I'm having trouble reading all these. One moment. Make this bigger. I think one of our cards is going to be Snapcaster Mage. I think another one of our cards is going to be Echoing Truth. I think we'll take Cast Out. And then we'll take Battle Wits. See what our opponent gives us. If they give us a Battle of Wits, then we have no choice but to try and slam it. And I don't think that will work, but that's definitely like our only choice with that card. Opponent concedes. We got there. All right. Moving on. Game 2 versus Control. I think we just bring in some relics. I didn't see anything that was worth briberying. Timely reinforcements, probably not relevant. Hercule's Recall, they don't really have a lot of artifacts, and Tormod's Script, probably not worth it either. So let's bring in some relics, because at least they replace themselves. Alright, we're 3-1, we're up a game. We just gotta win one more game, and we're 4-1, and we 4-1 with Battle Wits. Ooh. Come on. After this game, I will have to go, though. I do have plans tonight, so hopefully we can play fast. Alright, this is an excellent hand. We're going to keep this. Both colors, cantrip, 3 lands. Can we draw a relic? That's good. Cast out on the bottom. We will keep the second island and pass the turn. Opponent plays another plains, or plays plains. We'll play plains, attempt to cast relic. It resolves. Pass the turn. Opponent spreading seas our plains. I think that actually helps us in the long run, but I think they were just trying to hit their own land drop. Well, we will play a land, pass the turn. We have Cycle Nimble Obstructionist if they play a fetch land to keep them off of their mana. It's a Field of Ruin. And a Gideon. Oh, we can't Spell Color. We didn't play Plains. Wrecked. We got wrecked. Alright, go ahead, opponent. Opponent makes a 2/2. Well, let's just actually cast Nimble Obstructionist. We'll play Sunken Hollow. Once again, playing the wrong land. Hit Gideon. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. Gets in. 4/2. That's fine. Opponent makes another knight. Passes. Alright, we'll play plains this time. Opponent paths. Okay. That's fine. Get another plains. Go to second main. I don't think we can Tameo here. Yeah, we can't Tameo. Opponent, gonna get in 4/4. Not much we can do about that, so we'll take it. Opponent makes another Gideon token. Plays a Hallowed Fountain, untapped. Alright, well, let's make him exile path. Attempt to flash in a Spell Queller. Resolves. Untap. Play a Sunken Hollow. Opponent path number 2. So let's get an island. kind of unfortunate. Go to second main. Attempt to resolve a terminus. Trying to get our opponent to counter. Okay, opponent has Disdainful Stroke. So we'll play relic number 2. Exile some cards from their grave. Hello, kitty. No reason to be so noisy. Okay, pass the turn. Opponent plays a land. Activates Colonnade. Activates Gideon. Yep, I think that's actually killing us. Didn't really do that math, but we didn't really have any other options. So we go to -1, end of the game. Alright. Game 3. This is for the 4-1. Just need a good hand and we'll be totally fine. We keep a good hand to 7. Are you here to give me good luck? Are you here to give me good luck? You're just gonna throw your head back and purr. You little monster. You little monster. Alright, down you go. Come on, good hand. Opponent thinking real hard about what they want to sideboard for the Battle of Wits matchup. I think blue-black Battle of Wits might be better than blue-white Battle of Wits. But I don't have the money to shell out for some of the really good black cards. Like, I don't know, Liliana of the Veil. Because we could replace like a lot of our 1-mana removal and stuff with Hand Hate and probably just have better matchups. Because Hand Hate are more powerful than counterspells in Modern, and they have been for quite some time. Alright. Well, it's a hand that does some things, so we're going to keep it. If our opponent does not have the Spell Snare, we're going to try and slam Thing in the Ice. Opponent mulligans to 6. Good for us. We'll play an Irrigated Farmland, pass the turn. Opponent plays Hollow Fountain, tapped. Okay. We'll play Ghost Quarter and a Thing in the Ice. Pass the turn. Opponent plays Field of Ruin. Passes. So let's opt. Make our opponent think we're opting for land, see if we can't bait a counterspell. We don't. We will play an untapped Hallowed Fountain and attempt to Lone Missionary. Gain 4 life. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Flooded Strand. They might Field of Ruin to fix their mana. They don't. We will play a Sunken Hollow tapped. We're going to see if we can just get the turn 5 Battle of Wits win. Swing in with Lone Missionary. Opponent does not block. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent fetches. Finds an island. Okay, opponent clicks. They will probably take Battle of Wits from us. It's either Battle of Wits or Restoration Angel. Settle the Wreckage poses almost no threat to them. Like, trading their dudes for lands is good. In a control match, they're going to want to have more lands. They might be thinking about clicking themselves. Okay, they click us. Pretty sure they have to take Battle of Wits. Other option is Restoration Angel if they're not wanting to like deal with flash threats. Opponent's got to think about this one though. Opponent takes Restoration Angel. Okay. That's fine with us. They're going to leave up a counterspell for Battle of Wits. Which should leave us open to Condemn Vendilion Click. Oh, that's a tongue twister when you're tipsy. Alright, they let it go. They know we've got the Battle of Wits. So we'll play an island. Get in 4-2 with Lone Missionary. We'll see Visions. Worst case scenario, we can cast Settle the Wreckage for... ooh, okay. Gifts Ungiven on top. We have Remand now. Worst case scenario, we could Settle the Wreckage at instant speed just to flip Thing in the Ice. I'm actually really tempted to do that. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, this puts Lone Missionary back in our hand. Opponent now on the short clock. Get in 4-7. Opponent, Field of Ruins. Okay. I think... So we're going to fetch up an island. And I think with the amount of mana that we have, because we can leave up Remand on our opponent's turn, we're just going to Gifts Ungiven our opponent. Oh, opponent has the Dispel. Okay. That's fine. Okay, we'll hold up Remand on our opponent's turn. Opponent's not in a good spot. They're very behind on lands. I'm going to be down to 2 unless they have an answer for this Thing in the Ice. I think the worst case scenario is our opponent has Path, Negate, and Detention Sphere. So they can Path, Awaken Horror. We Remand the Path. They negate the Remand, and then they would Detention Sphere or Battle of Wits. I think that's the worst case scenario for us. The best case scenario for us is our opponent just concedes because they know they're screwed. So, alright, this is for all the marbles. Opponent's got to think super hard. This is for the 4-1. We might be making some money tonight. Opponent passing. Okay. We draw Thought Scour. Get in. 4/7. Opponent to 2. I don't think we can battle a Wits. I really want to, but I don't think we can. So we're going to attempt the Lone Missionary. Opponent Spell Snares. Okay. Better that than the Remand. Alright, opponent. Gotta deal with this through a Remand. What are you gonna do? Opponent plays another land. As long as it's not Supreme Verdict, we should have them. Remand you? Oh, did we get there? Did we get there, opponent? Yes, we got there! Woohoo! Sorry, headphone users. Rip headphone users. We 4-1'd! We got there! With Battle of Wits! Yes! Alright. Woo! That's better than we've done with Time Warps, even. Up to 12 treasure chests. Oh man, that's awesome. We got enough play points for 2 entries. Thanks, Neff. I have no doubt that my luck was to you, due to you being here on this stream. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in today. I know it was an unannounced stream, but I'll be streaming tomorrow at some point, probably just whenever I wake up. And then I will be streaming again on Sunday starting between 1 and 2 p.m. Mountain, which is 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern, for anybody that matters to. Thank you so much. If you enjoy this content, please follow the channel. I would greatly appreciate that. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. We got there. I'm so stoked. That's awesome. So stoked. Didn't get the 5-0, but we definitely got somewhere. So, all right. Good night, everybody. And I'll see you tomorrow.